Olympic champions are not extraordinary people. We are ordinary people who found a way to accomplish extraordinary results in the area of life that mattered most to us. Because I swim fast doesn't mean I run fast, do my taxes on time, or am a good parent to my daughter. All it means is that in the area that mattered to me, I found a way to achieve great success. Case in point, Olympic Village, Montreal, Canada, 1976. That year, 6,700 athletes were dropped into the middle of this athletes' village, built for the finest technology at the time. The building itself was going to be converted into low-income housing, and each floor had 2 rooms fewer than the floor below. So the biggest room, the biggest floor, the ground floor, was converted into the cafeteria. And our electronic credentials allowed us to walk in and get a bright plastic orange tray, and we got to move through the food service line, helping ourselves to the foods that were designed to accommodate the tastes of all the visiting nationalities. Sweet and sour pork, curry fried chicken, Wiener Schnitzel and Sauerbraten, tacos and burritos, spaghetti and lasagna, hamburgers and Cokes. I'm moving through the line when I bump into this weightlifter from the Soviet Union. Anybody here remember the name Vasily Alexeyev? He's the only guy bigger than anybody in this room. And he's got a tray in each hand. And they're both full of food. And so I decide to play through to get to where there was some food left in the service area. And I bump into this little gymnast from Romania. She became a household name that year because she was the first Olympian ever to get perfect 10 in Olympic competition. We know her by her first name alone, which is? Nadia. More little tokens for you guys. Absolutely. 14-year-old sweetheart. She gets 7 perfect 10s, 5 Olympic medals, steals the hearts of the American public, and I found out later, the cover of People magazine, away from me. And she's walking through the line. She's got a blank plastic orange tray with a single stalk of celery on it. She asks for a scoop of cottage cheese. When they hand it to her, she goes, "Thank you." Not exactly like that, but I take my tray, I sit down. Across the table from me is an athlete from one of the many underdeveloped nations in the Olympic world. In the late 70s, many governments weren't interested in building swimming pools and tennis courts. They're busy building sewage treatment plants and freeway overpasses. And these guys don't wear shoes more than half the time. They run to the store, they run to work, and all of a sudden they're declared an Olympian. And the mayor shows up with a marching band, and they hand him a parade uniform and an airplane ticket, and they ship this guy off to the Olympics. He's dropped into the middle of this 21st century. He's never seen escalators, never ridden an elevator, doesn't know about air conditioning. And all of a sudden, he's got microwave ovens and neon lights and electronic security systems. And you can imagine it's like a culture shift. It's like he was transported to a brand new time. And they're walking around with their eyes as big as saucers in absolute awe of what they see. He sits down at the table across from me. He's got a ceramic coffee cup full of boiling hot water. He's got the official tea bag of the Olympics on the saucer. You know, it's got the 5 rings on the paper tag. He picks it up and the bag swings a little bit. He holds it to his nose and he smells the tea. And then he tears open the bag and pours the loose leaves into the water. He didn't know it was a flow-through bag. He'd never seen those before. He didn't understand. But he's an Olympian and I'm an Olympian. And as such, I feel there's a bond, a fraternity, a kinship. So I take my cup with the hot water and my tea bag and I point at the bag and I say, "Paper, okay. Paper, okay." I dip the bag in the water, drape the string over the edge. The water changes color and he looks at me and then he looks in the cup. And you could see the awareness sweep across his face. He goes, "Ah, pepper, okay." Yes, I'd done it. I'd struck a blow for international harmony and goodwill. I was feeling so proud. I watched as he reaches over, he gets an envelope of sugar and pops that baby right in the... Not extraordinary people, ordinary people, capable of silly little ordinary mistakes. But the very next day, that same guy comes walking into the cafeteria wearing an Olympic bronze medal, thereby having proven himself one of the top 3 performers on the planet at his chosen field of expertise. So if you can believe with me that Olympic champions don't have to be extraordinary people, and if you can believe that we are at least ordinary, then logically we too can can accomplish extraordinary things in the area of life that matters most to us.